Okay, I'm back, and here's all the metal parts that came out of that one bag, and I've organized them the way you're going to use them. So to begin with, we've got two bars here that are used to hold the engine onto the engine mount. Okay, that's the alternative way to do it. There's some plastic engine mounts that I'll get to in just a minute. So these are the 4 bolts that go into the engine mount. They go into there's 4 holes there for the engine to mount to. And you need 4 screws on the bottom, and 4 washers, and 4 lock washers. Okay? And these 4 screws and 4 washers are to mount the engine mount onto the firewall. So these are 30 millimeters long. These describe them as 19 millimeters, but they're really they're described as 20 millimeters, but they're really 19. They're the same as these two that are described as 19. So what? Okay, so all of this stuff here is for the engine, mounting the engine and mounting the engine mount to the firewall. Okay, so you got 5 collars here with 5 screws. One screw is longer than the other screw, and then you've got 2 axles and 2 axle bolts. So obviously the 2 axles and 2 axle bolts are for the main gear. These go on either side of the main gear, so you got one on the inside, one on the outside. No, I'm sorry. You've got one on the outside, each of the main gear. On the nose gear, you got one on the inside and one on the outside. So these 2 are for the nose gear, these 2 are for the 2 main gears, and this locking collar is for the nose gear. There's a nose gear nylon arm, and that goes inside the arm, and that one that goes inside the arm needs this longer screw. Okay. The nose gear plastic arm and collar are mounted to the firewall with these 2 4mm by 19mm screws with 2 washers. These 6 small wood screws are used to mount this what they call a speed brake. I call it a flap, but it's a speed brake to the bottom of the wing. So those are good. And then these 4 screws are used to mount the center support for the wing center support to the wings itself. So there's 4 screws there, and they mount the 2 screws here, 2 screws there, and they mount this center support to the wing. That's those 4. And then here you've got a metal pin. It's called an anti-rotation pin, and that goes into the wing before the wing goes into this, and it will prevent the wing from going in, flopping around, I guess. Remember, the wing is going to use this big long rod, and so to have 2 metal points to hold the wing together, you got the big long rod and this anti-rotation pin, they call it. Okay, so going on, these 4 little tinier screws here are nice and tiny. You can see how tiny they are. They are for the elevator and rudder control horn. The control horn is mounted to the elevator and rudder via these 2 for the elevator, 2 for the rudder, to mount the control horn on with. These 4, I'm not sure what they are. We'll find out later. This seems to be just an extra collar. Don't know why. We've got an extra collar. These are the quick connects. but I have the other quick connects that I'm going to use, so these might be actually be spare. So the next thing I want to do is, before I put all this away, I'm going to open up this bag of plastic stuff, because a lot of this stuff goes together. So I'll be right back after I dump these out and show you what's in it.